a feldsher, a doctor's assistant. He wasn't a physician. But we didn't have any physicians. Decided that we had enough wounded that we needed a place for the wounded, to take care of the wounded. And so part of the church was made into a hospital. And I became one of his assistants. And my job was to wash bandages. So I would watch, and as soon as someone died, I would take their bandages off and wash them, because we had no bandages. And after battles in the nearby forests, as soon as things died down, I would go into the forest and try to find dead soldiers, particularly German soldiers, because they would have first aid kits on them, and see what I could scrounge up and bring back. This turned out to be a very good job for me, because on Sunday, the parents and grandparents of the boys who were there, the farmers, surrounding farmers, would come, and they would bring eggs and they would bring cheese. And so I was able to get food from them, which was very good. And then one day, the Russians were there, and Russian language was heard all over the place. And very shortly after that, the Russians began persecuting the Uniate Church. And there was a wagon that I got on together with Dorko, who was the Israeli I mentioned to you, Oded. I took him with me. And we got as far as sort of outside of town, in the middle of nowhere, and we were stopped by a Russian patrol. And Dorko and I were in a ditch with our hands in the air, squatting as this young boy, this Russian boy, had his submachine gun on us. And he was waiting for instructions to find out what to do with us. So I started talking to him, and I said, you must be tired, and we are tired. And there's a farmhouse over there. And maybe we could all go over to the farmhouse, and I bet the farmer probably has something to eat, so you can eat and we can eat, and you can still watch us. And he thought that was a great idea. So we all went to the farmhouse, and the farmer got scared, seeing a soldier and so on, and brought out food. And then whoever he had sent to find out what to do with us came back and said to send us back to Univ, to the village. And I went back to Svyatый-Yur, to Archbishop Sheptytsky's palace, and stayed there for, I don't think it was more than a few days. And one day I was in the middle of Mass, morning Mass, sitting sort of in the middle of a row, and I suddenly looked up, and coming up the aisle I saw my brother and a friend of his, Nathan Lewin, who also was hidden by the church. And he motioned to me and went to the kitchen. He told me to get my things together, that we were leaving, and so we left the church.